So with The Dark Knight Rises premiere a week away, or actually less, I thought I'd give you a little insight on the whole Batman franchise, which has been filled with many ups and downs, but mostly downs as of, not really lately, but before the Christopher Nolan series. Anyway guys, let's get it started with reviewing Batman 1989 starring Michael Keaton.
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me
So to start things off, this movie is really where the Batman franchise started. It was directed by Tim Burton. This movie really brought into effect The Dark Knight, not really the 1966 Adam West Batman, which I'm not going to be reviewing, which was more of a lighthearted kind of Batman, because everything was really during the day, there wasn't much night things, and whenever anybody got punched, it said like, pow, thwap, bam, boom, all kinds of stuff that just made it more cartoony, and it wasn't really the Dark Knight. This is where it really comes into effect that he's really the Dark Knight. Most things take place during the night. Again, as I said before, it stars Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, Batman. Also, it stars Jack Nicholson as the first introduction as the real Joker. Yes, the 1966 Batman had Joker, but he really was too joking, like really wasn't much of like the real Joker that we think of now, especially not in comparison to the Dark Knight's Heath Ledger Joker, but in comparison, Jack Nicholson played a great Joker. He starts out as just actually like they really show how he became the Joker. He starts out as just like a normal like crime boss, not really the boss, but a boss of his section. And then he is tricked into being killed by his boss. And anyway, this movie really just introduces the Joker as a villain, like a real dark villain, as he kills people with the jokes. Like in one scene, he ends up using a buzzer, and it literally like burns to death the guy, and they show him later and he's joking. He's like, oh well, too bad you're dead, ha 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 ha. It really brings into the comedic effect of the Joker, but also the evilness of the Joker. So moving on from that, again, Batman has his love life. I cannot remember the actress's name, but this is where it all starts off, how Batman has basically one woman in each movie. Just annoying, but he really is the kind of dark Knight, and he's really bringing into effect. Tim Burton is like, oh, well, Batman franchise just really started up a while ago. I'm going to bring it back and really get into the swing of things. So Batman, the first 1989 Batman, the real introduction into the franchise, I would give it a thumbs up. I watched it. I loved it. It really was really good. Obviously, it was made way before I was born, so I really didn't see it like growing up as a kid. I saw more of the later Batman, which I'm going to talk about growing up as a kid. And I'm still a kid, but I mean like growing up younger, like when Batman was considered still like a comic book villain, or a comic book hero. But really, Batman isn't only a comic book hero. Yes, he has all the cartoons, but he really is also known as the Dark Knight. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, the Batman franchise has been split between the comic book Batman, which is the one in all these comics, well, not really the comics, but like the cartoon series and all that, and then also the Dark Knight. Mostly when people think of Batman, they think of the Christopher Nolan. They do not think of the Michael Keaton, the Val Kilmer, or the George Clooney Batman. They really don't tend to think of that. No one thinks of the Adam West Batman. Well, some people do because of how funny it is, but that's more into the cartoon one. So guys, what did you think of the 1989 Batman? Did you guys like it? Would you suggest it to people? What did you think of it? Leave a comment below saying what you thought of it. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more, because I will be continuing on with the Batman franchise movies. Next up is Batman Returns, the second Tim Burton Batman. Again, starring Michael Keaton. And then finally, I will end up with end of this week, well, technically next week since today's Saturday, at the end of next week, on Friday, I am possibly going on Thursday to see the midnight premiere of The Dark Knight Rises with my friend. So I will come back with a review of that. I cannot wait for that movie. Hope you guys can either. And make sure, as I said, subscribe, like the video, favorite it, do what you want to do. But leave a comment saying what you guys thought of it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.